All right. Thank you for taking the time to join us again today. We are going to pick up where we left off and visit the charts to see what is on the menu or what may be on the menu for tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and start by sharing my screen here. All right, let's dive right into it. So we're going to go ahead and begin by cleaning up what we had yesterday. Let's go ahead and remove that daily drawing. As you can see, where we opened up, there was a bit of a gap. So when we started out, we pushed down a little bit. And then for the whole rest of the day, we got a nice strong candle to the upside. It began by coming up, filling this gap here, going up to the 50% mark, and then closing the day out as an outside candle, breaking the high of the previous day. So seeing this candle and seeing this little itty bitty wick here, I really like what I see. We had a lot of strong momentum to come from down below and push up high. So we're just going to go ahead and update this chart. For those that did take any of these trades, we did have our profit targets down here. We hit the first one, and we did mention yesterday. Let's bring this back up. That we were overall in a upwards trend. So that was why, even though we had these levels marked, we did not want to put a whole lot of faith in them because we'd be going against the trend. As we can see here, we got a nice flow upward. So we just want to see if we're going to continue tomorrow. We're going to update some levels and sit back and enjoy. Get a pen and piece of paper out and definitely take some notes. So we're going to get rid of all of these TPs, or what we refer to as take profits, because those were relative to yesterday. And we can see here that our yesterday's low, we had that marked. We're going to remove that. Move the high. Remove the stop losses. And one more. Okay, so now we're back to the same slate we began with yesterday. So we're going to start the same way. We already know the direction that the market is in. It's going upward. And we want to mark what happened today. I'm just going to blow this up a little bit. Let's get our focus in the correct area. All right, awesome. So we're going to begin by marking the high of the day. I like my daily levels to be purple. Just a matter of personal preference. You can choose whatever color fits your preference. So I'm just going to take YH. For me, that's abbreviated yesterday's high. I'm going to come down here and mark yesterday's low. All right, I have my high and low mark. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark my profit taking levels on each side. So if it goes down, where would I like to take my profit? And in the event that it goes up, where will I take my profit? So I'm going to begin on the upside. If it goes up, I want to take my profit up. Well, I want to make note of this right here. This could be a potential take profit. I like my take profits to be green. So we got one take profit there. And we got an alternate take profit here. Okay. All right, we got our take profits mentioned on the upside. again, this stock moves about $5. It did have a strong move today, so I might not expect it to move as strong as it did before, as strong as it did today. So we'll wait and see. And then it's also Friday, the end of the week. Fridays can really be a toss-up. Sometimes nothing can happen at all, and it can be a really stagnant day where it just plays around inside this candle. Or the exact opposite can happen, and investors can take advantage of this momentum and decide to just take this thing to the moon. So we're not going to be biased either way. We're just going to plan for, we're going to plan to make some profit in the event that it goes up, and we're going to plan on the reverse side in the event that they want to take it down. So that's the beauty of trading options. We don't care whether it goes up or it goes down. We just know how to execute our plan, and that's what we stick to. So we've covered our levels on the upside. Now let's cover our levels on the downside. If we break below this area, this is a really tight area here. So I'm actually going to extend. I don't want that to be my entry point. I want this to be my entry point. Since those are so close, I'm going to wait until we get below that level for me to take an entry. I won't be looking at this very first one because it could very well just come down to this level. Also notice that we're at the 360 area, which is a psychological area. And it wouldn't be uncommon to see some type of resistance here. We've already seen it here in the past where we came down off that level, and once we hit it, it came right back up. And we got down to this area again today, as you can see. What was the low? The low was 360.22. Go ahead and mark that so you can see it. Was 360.22. So we got down in that 360 area, and then they decided to take it back up. That psychological area came into play, and it moved up roughly $6. So it did go a little bit beyond its ATR, which is normally about $5.25. ATR, for those that are new, is average true range. So over a 14-day period, this stock tends to move on average about $5.25. So there's some nice volatility here where you can make some profits, some really nice profits, regardless of which way it goes, up or down. All right, so let's pick back up where we left off. We got our entry to the downside. If we do go down, I'm gonna pay attention to this 378.98 area. I just want to take a peek in the past to see if this was an area to be respected. Is there any other candles that were attracted to this area? Wait, not that, not yet. I want all of this. See that too. Okay. So this 78.6 level in the past. We do have 1, 2, 3. Okay, I see enough action here this is a level I'm gonna want to note. I see here in the past that we came down and it respected it here for several days. 1, 2, 3. Tried to come up here for, yeah, there's just quite a bit of activity going on here with these wicks touching this line. So I do want to make note of that area. Go ahead and zoom back in. So I'm going to note this. It's at 358.98. right? That can be a potential take profit area. And then if we come down this weekly level, I'll be looking at it as a take profit area also. It's already marked, but it can't hurt to be extra clear with myself to get a good discipline going of marking these levels so that we know clearly where we're getting in and getting out. Now that I've covered where we want to take our profit, this is the part where I think a lot of traders go wrong, is they do not take the time to define where they're going to exit the trade in the event that it doesn't work the way they intended it to. So we're going to zoom in again here. And in the event that this trade goes bad, where am I comfortable taking a loss? So for me, that's the 23%. That means I'd have to let it come against me. What's this high? The high is 366.33. I'd have to let it go back on me $2, almost $2. And that can be, depending on how many, I'm just going to assume I have just one contract. That can be a couple $100 lost. So I'm not sure if I want to let it come down to the 23, even though that can be a common level that it decides to pull back to before deciding to shoot back up. But for me, this is where I'm comfortable taking a loss. I like to have my stops really tight. Give it a tiny bit of breathing room, but not too much. So if it comes down here, this is where I'm going to take my loss. If it goes up, comes back down and touches this level, it will have come down just shy of $1. And this is where I'll take my loss. Same thing for the downside. In the event that we break, that is the daily level. But there was another daily level really close to it. So instead of taking the very first entry, I'm going to take a safer entry. And in the event that this one goes bad, it might play in this area for a little bit. I'm just take this one right here. And this is all just a matter of personal preference. There is no right or wrong stop loss. There's going to be varying degrees of what type of risk people they can stomach or their appetite can handle. And for myself, this is just what's comfortable for me. So I expect you to do something similar, but the important part is just knowing what your stop loss is and making sure you adhere to it at all costs. Because if you don't do so, if you don't give yourself a set of rules here in the market, unfortunately, it's a place where you have great freedom to do as you please. However, there can be catastrophic consequences to not taking action based on what we see. So we're all set here. Only other thing we're going to do is set some alerts so that we don't have to sit here and watch this thing all day. So we're going to set some alerts on our entry point, which for me is up here. It's 366.33. I'm going to right click, create an alert, 366.33. That's yesterday's high. I like the ring notification, and I want it to actually create an alert. So if it gets to this point or goes beyond this point, I'll get a nice text message on my phone notifying me, hey, it's time to make some money today. And now I want to do the same thing on the downside. I want to zoom in on this 360. Nope, not that one. 360.03 here. Create an alert, 360.03. Here it says at or above. Definitely want to be careful to change this setting because I want to be notified in the event that it goes below this area. That would be yesterday's low. I like the ring notification. Feel free to change it to any that you like, including any custom sounds that you have on your computer. I want to take it from no alert to creating a regular alert. That way, no matter how many times it hits this area today, well, tomorrow technically, it will notify me each time it does so. So we're just going to double check. I have my entry point defined to the upside, entry point defined on the downside. I have my take profits defined on the upside, same for the downside. And I also have my stops defined for the upside and for the downside. So now I'm all set to begin my trading day for tomorrow. I hope this was very helpful, and I hope you remain profitable tomorrow.